So what's going on, guys? This is going to be take one, and hopefully the only take, because yeah, we're not editing this shit. So
yeah, no, we're not gonna.
So what's going on, guys? Everyone want to say who's here and all that?
Hey, I'm Sid.
Hi Sid, how you?
No.
Let me just introduce everybody. Hold up, I got you. Yo, so we got Vonta J on the track. What's up?
Swiggity swag, what's in the bag, Jay? Here, what's good?
We got Riddler from the Reddit community.
Hello there.
We got Cool
From the cool community.
from the Cool community. And we got Sid, who is he's a personal friend of mine. I brought him here because even though he doesn't really create stuff on YouTube, in my opinion, what he does is he's pretty much speaks for the hardcore community, the casual community, because you've been on both ends of the spectrum, right?
Oh yeah.
And you've also been in the whale community and the forcibly free-to-play community too.
Yes.
Everywhere, dang.
Yeah, so like he used to be really hardcore and then went super casual and is pretty much back. But yeah, so what we wanted to do was pretty much come together, just talk about Bleach and certain aspects and what's pretty much on our mind, right?
Right.
And yeah, so what do you guys want to talk about first? Like, is there anything you want to like get up and out of the way really quick?
So I feel like we all have like separately talked about this new step up format, but we've never like all come together to talk about it. And I feel like other people might want to talk about it. So let's talk about these step ups though. Let's talk about the fact that they're adding like a shit ton of filler, and this filler is from like 2018, so it's garbage.
Some of it's 2017 sometimes.
It's 2017, bro.
Yeah.
Like, tell me why on this Valentine banner, why is that Hiyori filler on that double chance banner? Why is she there?
Because they want to keep the good premium units still back for the special banners, so they get rid of those, and then they've used the other ones so much that they like, well, we're gonna get yelled at if we don't put something that's been in like 1,000 other banners.
Yeah.
That's whack though.
I personally like step
Loves
ups.
that Hori.
Like, I personally like step ups. I like the individual banners now, but I did have this conversation in my Discord when I was grinding Epic Raids, and one person's like, it's like, oh, Spite, what did you think about these two banners that have been released, like with Kenpachi and this 1,000 Year Blood War? Because this was like in the middle, like right after the Ichigo banner came out, and I'm like, that's weird. I'm like, two banners, interesting, because I didn't see two banners. I saw easily over 17 to 20.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what game you're playing, but we got Chronicle Quest Part 1, Chronicle Quest Part 2, we got the individual banners, so we have 8 banners per banner now, like, per new characters. And then we have the fillers. And then the actual filler banners, then the Spirit Society rerun, like...
We have about as many banners right now as we used to have banners in a total year.
Yeah, like, it's wild. Absolutely wild.
That's kind of crazy.
Yo, Riddler, what are your thoughts on it, bro?
I don't care for doing more than the discounted multis now.
That's fair. I feel that same way, too.
I just really don't think it's worth. Definitely not past step 5, the guaranteed.
No.
Right. I do like the discounted. Isn't the first and second step discounted?
Yeah.
So it's like 350 for 2 multis. Like, that's not bad. Like, I think that's good. That's just
very worth it.
It's just like, I guess the way they remedy the guarantee 5 stars, they just toss in more fillers, so then it's a lower rate to get like the one that you're aiming for. But you know, the 2 discounted multis, I think that's still a really good thing though. Because for me, doing multis in this game was not worth it whatsoever, like at all. I would just go singles. If I ain't get anything, I ain't get anything. But doing multis, it's like I never wanted to spend the 250 just to get shafted. So only spending 150, and I mean, if I get shafted, it's whatever. But that's just 150 though. But like, I don't know. I mean, I do like the the 150 and then the 200, and then every other step is 250 or whatever. I think it's still a bit more worth it, in my opinion.
Your mic cut out.
Sorry, wrong. I forgot to push it out. Yeah, so speaking of which, what do you guys prefer? Is it the 150, 200, 250, and so on? Or is it the 50, 150 orbs, then 200, 250, so the other format, where you start off with like lower percentages, but also extremely lower orb costs? Or just have 6% from the get-go, and you have 150, 200, 250, and then it carries on with 250? Which one do you guys prefer?
I'm sure someone's done the math, but I personally haven't seen the the actual math for it. But does anyone know exactly what the chance of pulling a banner is if you do all 5 steps now in comparison to just straight up doing like the same amount of orbs?
I'll start doing the math.
I've attempted to do it before. Trying to work in the guaranteed 5-star
It's tricky.
It's really tricky.
Yeah,
I'll do the math right now.
Mr. Rocket Scientist, Sid.
So we're gonna lose radio for like I think it's 5 minutes.
Yeah, Sid works with like that kind of stuff, so he's good with that. But yeah, I actually want to know the math and the percentage of like the actual percent chance to pull a specific, like a banner character, not even a specific character, just a banner character, because it's the same rate pretty much. No, it's actually not the same rate because of the 0.5%. Dang, yeah, it's so. The extra 3 fillers, in my opinion, really screw stuff up. In my opinion, like for me personally.
Same.
And the thing is, you know, when you look at it as a whole, it's just like very confusing for everyone. It looks like, you know, you had this guaranteed 5-star, well, a 5-star at the 5th step. You have some discounts on the first few steps. You have a gazillion of formats as well. So sometimes they're going to give us like 16 steps. They don't reset. Sometimes they give us 6. Like, it's just too much. Like, it's a proper step up overload right now. Every new banner is kind of a step up. I don't know. And the other problem is because they really are adamant in giving us so many fillers in those step ups. We're going to have more and more rotation of those fillers, because right now I think I did the math and we have, based on the amount of fillers available for the past year and a half, which is what they usually use for banners, well, we get each of these fillers about 3 times ish a year. So every time you have, like, if you play for a year, you're going to see that same exact filler 3 times, a little bit more every single year. But because of this step-up format, we're getting more fillers in the pool, meaning that we're going to have 5 to 5.5 times the same unit coming back during the year, which is quite a lot. So I've had some people saying, you know, I'm a newer player, that's pretty good for me. I'm like, yeah, give it 2 months, 3 months, you're going to see how bad this is. I mean, you're only new at some point, you're not new forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, my big concern, honestly, not really my big concern. Like, these fillers are going to be recycled throughout the year, like guaranteed, pretty much. Like all these premium characters are going to be vomited to us over and over and over again until we're completely bored of them, or hopefully they decide to put these the quote unquote better characters into the banners. Unfortunately, what they're doing is they're using the good premium filler as actual filler for individual banners, which have significantly less, like
that's
significantly
the thing,
less rates.
and that's why. Remember our chat the other day when you were telling me, you know, like Aizen, Ichigo, and Kenpachi are premium units. I was like, yeah, they are, but they're fake premium units because trust me, Caleb's gonna keep those guys for individual banners of their own, so they're gonna be the one featured unit in that banner. And they're gonna just like try and make the most money out of these guys. They're not just gonna throw them in random banners as fillers. No.
Yeah.
That's bad money for Caleb.
I noticed that with.
So not. Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say I noticed that with what they did with Hiyori, because one of my friends he's trying to summon for Kaká Society Soifon, and I'm like, I'm like, dude, just stop. Like, he's 6,000 orbs in. He has a 5 out of 5 Hiyori. And I'm like, shit, dude. I'm like, yo, Hiyori's a great unit, dude. Like, she has a Vortex, she has Flurry, she has Hollow Killer. And he's like, no, you're thinking of the other Hiyori. And I'm like, wait, what? And the other Hiyori, the Flurry Hiyori, is actually going to be in an individual banner for this Cacao Society. Well, Machine Society.
Yeah, but honestly, just notice it this way. Remember the in December when they released this golden pack, like the $80 pack?
Mm-hmm.
And who was the main unit that was featured there? It was Koga. Like the main figure of that pack was Koga, Mine Koga, right or wrong?
Yes, you're right.
And that's the thing, so not all premium units are equal. Like, they know that some premium units are better than others, and they like to entertain the fact that, you know, there's a chance of you getting them in tickets, in free tickets. But yes, but what is that chance? But the truth is, those units are almost never going to appear as fillers and banners. Look at this, Hiyori. How many times have we gotten her in fillers so far? The one with the Vortex and the Flurry. And in the same banner, we had Hachigen and we had, what's her name again?
Lisa?
Lisa. How many times have Lisa and Hachigen appeared in fillers recently?
Hiyori's been in the filler for Double Chance.
She's been twice.
Once. What?
She's been there twice.
Was she there twice?
I think I've seen her twice. I think.
I know she was. I'm like 80% sure she was in the Tokinata Camp for Your Own World banner.
Yes, that's like I got the girl like 5 of 5, and I swear that I only pulled her one. No, I didn't even pull her on her own banner. So for me to get her with 5 of 5 means she must have been like 2 banners so far, at least.
Here I am. I still don't have anything from that banner.
Oh, it'll be back. Should be back in the middle of this month. as soon as they announce Camp for Your Own World 5?
No, the Visor banner.
Visor banner. Oh, never mind. I thought you were talking about the Camp for Your Own World.
Hiyori.
Oh, speaking of which, that was one of the last 3% banner, like the famous 3% banner with the guaranteed new character in it for mid-month.
That was the last one.
Exactly, and then Rukia came next, and I mean, she was completely broken. Her banner was good, but then since then we're not going to see that Rukia and the fillers in a while.
Was what, middle of November? I think Rukia's banner was the middle of November. So it's almost time for them to be filler again.
But then the other issue with the step-ups is the ratio between seasonals and premium units. We're getting about, I did the math the other day, like 56%, 60% seasonal character a year versus 40% premium units. And even in those premium units, some of them are not going to appear in banners as fillers, like the Mugetsu, the Furori Ichigo, and some others are not just going to be thrown into fillers that easily. So because of the imbalance right here, having banners with 12 fillers and seasonal banners with 12 fillers, including 3 premium characters, this is just nonsense. Absolute nonsense.
They've really stepped up how many limited banners.
Limited banners, we get about 7 to 8 limited banners a year. So these are exclusives like Thousand Blood War, Camp for Your Own World, movie banners, and so on. And then we get about 8 seasonal banners. I have it somewhere, I can find it, but we have
It's 8.
8 seasonal banners, 8 exclusive banners, the rest are premium. So that's like almost like a 2/3, 1/3 relationship kind of. And then with that, they keep selling tickets. Like, I swear, I've been buying these seasonal tickets forever now.
Yeah.
And 90% of the time, I get a unit that has nothing to do with the theme. Like, I would still be fine getting someone within the theme, like or just even a seasonal unit, like a seasonal feeler from 1 or 2 years ago. That would be fine. But I think I got I've been getting like Heart Tsukushima so many times in those tickets.
Yeah.
And I mean,
that's
come
tough,
on.
dude.
Or Jackie. No, like I think Kochi, I think Kochi pulled some like he pulled one of the tickets this summer's right here, and he got like some random premium unit, and then I did the same, and I got some random premium unit. I got what's his name? You know, like Ikaku, not Ikaku, the other one.
Yumichika?
Yeah, that guy. Yeah. I got Yumichika. I was like,
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Jesus.
no.
Yeah, and
Yeah, we got played. I pulled second anniversary Ichigo. I'm like, I can't even be mad because you know what? I knew this was gonna happen. I can't even be mad. I gave y'all my money. I knew it was gonna happen, but okay.
that's like the thing that upsets me because it's $24.99 or no, it's $23.99 in the U.S. It's like I think it's $23.99 also in the U.K., but your money is a lot more valuable than
Yeah, it's
ours.
worth more.
And then it's like it's like $40 in Canada, and then it's like $3 million in Australia. Like it's so stupid. And the worst part is a 20% chance to pull a banner.
Exactly,
20%
because you have
chance.
40% chance to get one of the seasonals,
Mhm.
but only 20% for the new banners.
Wasn't
So-
it even less this time?
So the very first Christmas banner that ever dropped, I bought that ticket, and when I summoned that ticket, I did not get a fucking seasonal. I'm like, what the fuck? And I flipped my shit.
I thought I got scammed. I pulled Speed Ashido, and I'm like, oh, who's
Where did
this?
that one
Who's
come
this? And I'm like, who the fuck are you? I was so triggered. Oh man, that shit got me so tight. I'm like, I spent $30 on this, bro.
No, oh, by the way, speaking of which, did you notice how they also removed the event support pack? Like, now you don't even get the event support pack. So they introduced this in December, and they carried over in the beginning of January. So, you know, you could assume that they would carry on with this trend of having the support pack, and that we would be getting, this pack, like, every now and then with the missing units from the point events. And then out of nowhere, it just removed it. I mean, I'm not saying it's good value, but if you're missing one of those resurrected units, that's like a good $200 free, kind of. Not really free, but like you get so much value out of these packs. But it's like they're doing things, trying, but they're not really communicating about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you tried
And then they
contacting them
give-
too, right?
Ah, what have I not tried? I've tried every single way possible, even the most desperate ways.
Yeah, like I personally like when the whole not gold Yukis, but when
Oh, that's also another topic.
yeah.
Yukis and Pupples, the
Yeah.
golden ones, but that's...
When gold chappies and hollow baits and fortification pills and the change of focus all took place with the whole transcendence function, like I went out of my way to spam the living hell. I literally added everyone. No, I added here in my Discord, and then I had everyone spam the same message in their KLab chat in the little live stream. Just like, are you gonna do anything about these Yukis and Pupples? Like, is there gonna be a rework? Is there gonna be something changed in order to make them much more viable, and especially now in this whole Transcendence meta? And all they said was, "We'll look into it."
We'll look into it.
Yeah,
Like, you guys in Reddit saw the comments. You guys saw how hated it was. So really, you probably remember that period. It was crazy. Everybody's like, no. That's the doom of the game. That's the end. That's everything. And then what happened. Like, it was not that bad. They made it. I mean,
I think it's
what
better.
was bad was the communication. What was bad was the communication around it.
Agreed. I also believe that it was very... I mean, don't get me wrong. I was happy with the compensation because I got special move sources for it, like after they revamped it or whatever. But in my
At the same time,
opinion...
this is good and bad because a lot of people now are complaining that if we knew that such a thing would be in the game, they would have acted differently. Because some people have, like, honestly, I'm not saying this to make you feel salty or anything, but you know, you've been putting a lot of money to get that 5/5 Tokinada.
Oh, yeah.
And I just use my special move sources, and I only pull one Tokinada.
I wasn't even salty. Like, a lot of people, like, they posted comments and they're like, how does it feel? It's like, are you mad? It's like, how are you not mad? And this and that. And I'm I'm like, at the end of the day, like, I knew what I was doing, you know, like, I knew I was doing stupid, and I've been saying ever since Transcendence came out that they're probably going to eventually have duplicate sources. Like, it makes absolutely zero, like, I mean, I guess it would make sense from a financial standpoint to not release them, but, like, there's a lot of characters that you're literally not able to pull anymore. Like, Kon, for example, like, Hard Kon, True Shikai, not True Shikai, but Shikai Ichigo, you can't get those characters. You can't get a 5 out of 5 Renji without the special move source, like, a free Renji.
Yeah, it'd be really weird if they didn't have the special move source. It'd be like Dokkan with the potential system without Elder Kais.
Yeah.
And shit. Like, it'd be like, it make no sense.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest,
Also,
I'd be happy.
Tokinada, because I fought him in PvP and he destroyed me.
Which one?
Spites?
Yeah, I found you in PvP too. I was like, goodbye, Jay.
Like, dog, get me out this seat.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, to be honest,
No,
I like, even though I was a little salty that I spent like I think the total came out to around 3,100 like something bucks. And, like, it's like, oh, cool, if I just waited, I would have gotten... Because I got 5 dupe sources as compensation on top of the one that everyone got for free. So, like, I'm like, okay, cool, I could have just waited. But at the same time, in my opinion, I think that they should have communicated that during this time frame, these people are going to get compensated special move sources. But I think that the time frame, since they had already cut it off, I feel like that was bad. I feel like they should have left it open for another, like, week, so that everyone else could have, like, sold their duplicated characters. Because
or just even some old characters, because of how valuable.
Yeah, but like that's what I want to get into. It's like, if they communicated that early, let people sell their duplicates or their duplicated units, even if they end up regretting it later. Because if that character is useful in, say, Path of Valor or whatever, like, even though like people will get duplicates in the short term, a lot of people are going to be starting to max out these characters very, very early, because let's be real here, power creep in BBS at the moment is like at an all-time high. From Spirit Society Byakuya to Koga to everything. Go ahead.
The problem is profit.
Of course.
Like,
but the thing
I
is,
think they might actually go back to releasing like a special move source like once a month, but I feel like right now they're trying to drain all the compensation that they gave out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I agree with you.
That's
Like,
true.
having Ichibe who's worthy, having the Tokineta who's worthy, having a wetsuit, and so on and so on. But again, you know, regardless of how many special resources people have been able to get, it's only gonna be all used at some point, because of how great the units are, because of the power creep and so on and so on. You know, it will come a time where everybody will be at the same level. Because, you know, all of those power sources would have been used on some great characters, but then there's going to be some even greater characters. Because we're going to get Stan Ritas in the game, we're going to get more Squad Zero characters in the game. Obviously, some of those characters are going to be worthy of being 5 out of 5. And those of us who have had some special resources and used them already, well, it's going to be too late. Because I remember when they first talked about the special resources, the first thing I did was giving those to my PvP team. So I added like +1 on my Chad, +1 on the Kenpachi, and so on. And it was all used up. So, and then they released Ichibe. So what do you do with it? Because I used mine on Chad at the time. So, you know, at some point, regardless of what you've done, you know, you're always going to be at the same level as everyone at some point. It's like link slots. Link slot is the smartest implementation they've been thinking of, because, you know, it's just based on the character. So once you've maxed your character, he's fully link slotted and everything, just wait a little bit and you're gonna get a new unit within the same niche who's even better kit, better performance, and you will have to link slot that character again. Same thing with special resources. You've used them on some characters, boom, there's gonna be an even better character who's even more worthy of it, and well, too bad you don't have any more.
Yeah, I agree. Like 100%.
Mm-hmm.
I think the difference, though, is link slots are a much smaller increase, to the point where if you max transcend something from 2-3 years ago, it's still going to be outperforming any unit that they're going to release within the next year or two.
That is true, but this is because now we have Transcendence. But at the time when they released link slots were actually making a huge difference. And especially in Guild Quest, when you had a link slotted unit within versus a non-slotted unit, the difference was huge. So it was making a big difference in the game at the time. Now, when you have such a power creep with Transcendence, link slots is kind of cute, but that's it.
It's kind of cute. I love that. That's so good. I'm sorry.
I do feel like link slots will start playing a little bit of a role as more people transcend more of the characters.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be, when you're putting a fully transcended character as a link, and if you can do 3 of those, that's actually a significant jump.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
But that's not going to be for quite a while.
That's
exactly.
very
That's
far
the thing.
down the road.
Yeah,
But the other thing that...
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, go for it.
No, go ahead.
The other thing, the other system that I've been thinking of, before they spoke about Transcendence, I had another system in mind, which was, imagine if you had link slots on the accessory slots as well. So you could actually get more percentage on from the accessories themselves. So that was another implementation that I had thought of, and you'd be able to grind material for each of those. So that means like extra quest as well. But no, they chose Transcendence and just completely broke everything anybody could have thought of. I remember, people's reaction.
I'm personally fine with Transcendence the way it is. I know a lot of people are like, it's like, oh my god, it's pay to win now. It's pay to win, bro. I feel like BBS has always been fucking pay to win. Like, because the only real pay to win thing in this entire game has always been PvP. The only thing in my opinion...
Yeah, but that doesn't impact the rest of the game. That's the thing. People don't realize PvP is only a self-contained mode that doesn't offer like unfair advantages. Like if you were to be able to get special resources in head captain, it's like great ranking. That would be ranking the game. And no, Kenneth, despite this is not an invitation to do this. Like this is not a suggestion. This is just.
Don't put that into your mind.
Yo, I will go to head captains. Y'all think I'm capping? Nah, wait. Oh,
no,
man.
but actually, speaking of which, if they actually did this, that would change the way people look at PvP forever.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like shit, maybe I should do PvP now, huh?
I do.
The orbs that stay in head captains and they get into head captains would spike.
I do personally feel that PvP needs a revamp, and if they don't revamp it, I do feel that head captains and lieutenants should get a lot better rewards than they're currently getting right now.
Yeah.
Remember how they added the Brave Soul tickets and the Hogyoku wheels? Remember,
they get negative orbs.
And Hogyoku's wheels. Yeah, that's true. But they added this at some point. So they did one revamp for the rewards at some time, when Brave Soul tickets was actually something that was hard to come by.
Mm-hmm.
And Hogyoku's wheel as well. Like you would get up to 3 Hogyoku's wheel if you're in good rankings in captain or something. But it doesn't mean anything now because you just do a con multi and you get almost the same, and then you do one run in the point event and you get your Brave Soul ticket. Like what's the point anymore? But if they actually replaced, for example, those Brave Soul tickets with a maybe not a special move source, or I don't know, but something that would be worth it. Like that wouldn't be only for like head captain, but maybe so imagine from lieutenant all the way to head captain, the reward is minimum. No, that would be like one special move source a week. No, that's too much. No, forget what I just said. Bad idea.
It just sucks because it's like it's like the rewards for being head captains, honestly, at the end of the day, is pretty much exactly that because you flex the living hell out of that status of being head captains when you get in.
Yep.
And to this day, oh, go ahead.
That's most of the reason why when I was in head captains, I just like the badge.
Yeah, like
I know.
Whenever you join a lobby and people see that head captain shit, they know you real shit. Like. You're that guy. Yeah.
But
that's great.
If you look at head captain now, you have every single week you have about like 5 to 10 people that are just like visiting head captain. Mm-hmm. These are like the tourists of head captain. Like those guys have like 300 chance of completion. They have like 12 20 days, 50 days, no, like a 200 days login or something, and you see them there, and you're like, what are you doing here?
Well, so a lot of them, they just want to check the box off. I mean, that's mostly why I went there. I stayed there for like 3 weeks, but...
If you need your 8 Hogyokus, I would freely give them to you, but like let the spot free for other people to get in like with less orbs. I mean, I have Hogyokus to offer in exchange if you want.
Yeah.
I don't need hogs.
But like honestly, when it comes down to it, like even though it's like quote unquote pay to win and stuff like that, at the end of the day, when someone comes in with like a max transcended unit, I'm like, oh, thank God, this run's gonna go quick.
Well, one of the things I think that saves BBS is it's not a real competitive game, per se. Yes, people get competitive with Guild Quest, people get competitive with PvP, but it's not a true competitive game like an esports title.
Guild Quest, I would argue that Guild Quest is probably the most competitive aspect of the game because PvP, you know, it's all about status ailments, transcended units, so it's a heavy there's a heavy paywall on PvP, and then you have a lot of RNG, a bit less now because, well, everybody has like shields and stuff. It's a bit, it's going crazy now.
So but what I will say is Guild Quest is the most competitive and also requires the most skill of anything in BBS, but then still it is a bit of paywall too. Not completely, but you freaking because you still need certain characters to get the highest scores.
Vortex units, those like 26 hits Vortex units, they release a Vortex unit almost every other banner. This banner, boom, Vortex unit, they have them everywhere, and they do actually make a huge difference in Guild Quest, because if you have the featured Vortex unit, boom, you get like the extra 2,000 points, you get the Vortex units built in, you don't need to bring in another unit for that. That creates an unfair advantage, and there have been a lot of people leaving Guild Quest altogether because of all those paywalls. The number one Guild Quest player, new type, Maximus, he used to go by a couple names. This guy left Guild Quest altogether after being the number one for almost a year and a half. And I think he was free to play, so he was missing a lot of the recent units. So it got extremely tiring just resetting the runs again and again and again, just to have perfect runs to be able to keep up with everyone else. And that is something real. Like, yes, Guild Quest can become competitive, it is competitive, but there's also something bigger, which is the Guild Quest fatigue.
Yeah.
And more players are quitting Guild Quest because they are getting tired of it. And if you don't have all the new units, all of it, it becomes boring. Running Soifan all the time. If you have a level 1 Zamari, you will just bring him as a support, transport unit, and Vortex all the time. It's just too repetitive. It's way too repetitive.
It's not just leaving Guild Quest either. I know plenty of people like Recon, for example, who literally just left the game.
Oh yeah.
Like, there's plenty of people that'll just quit because it's stale, it's boring, and now it's like you feel this obligation to do good in Guild Quest too.
My whole guild basically was like, fuck Guild Quest.
Yeah.
We used to be an A rank, A1 rank guild, and now we float between C and B.
Are you telling me Apocalypse's guild?
No, I left that a long time ago. I'm talking about Ganta's Industrial.
Oh yeah, Ganta was like S rank for S League for a while. They were rocking S for a long time, and then it just got old. Well, to be fair, Ganta also got a kid, so he got better priorities in my opinion than BBS.
He hasn't been on too much. He hops on every now and then.
Yeah. I had love for Ganta. That dude. Him and his little pose.
When you see top 5 S guilds where you have like 182k average every single guild quest, and that's like all 20 members of the guild as well. This is just next level. I mean, at the end of the day, this is supposed to be a game, this is supposed to be fun. Having some competition is good, but at the same time, Caleb needs to make sure that it doesn't become too much, or that it's just, I don't know what to say about it.
No, I get the gist of what you're trying to say, it's just I don't think K-Lab does a good job at mixing things up. I feel like they, instead of normal, like mixing things up like normal games where it's like, okay, let's change stuff up a little bit, they'll literally just add a whole new thing into the game to mix it up in that way. Like, they interjected the Chronicle quests, they interjected Inheritance Zone when that first came out. So instead of like fixing anything, instead they just, it's like, okay guys, level 200, okay guys, link slot potions, okay guys,
we had level 150 before. We had first level 156 star, then we went to level 200, and then we had Resurrection, and then we also had we've come a long way, honestly.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. Crazy. I was looking at I was watching one of my old videos, and I'm like, dang, yo, this interface is completely different. Everything's just different.
I remember when we were talking about when 200s came out, and we were like, oh, shit's gonna be broken now.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and people expected level 250 as well to come in play.
Yeah.
Or like level 250, maybe 7 stars. Nah. And I remember when they announced Resurrection first, like people were like, oh, this is gonna be completely game breaking, this is gonna be like a breath of fresh air, it's gonna make things so much cooler in the game, giving like older characters, making them like relevant again. No.
Man, that is just orbs for me. That is what Resurrection is.
Exactly.
But the thing is, back then we didn't know if we were getting orbs for Resurrection. We didn't know what was going to go on for Resurrection.
True.
Yeah, they just told us, guys, you can resurrect your characters now, and it's like, great.
Yeah. Oh, and I remember when they said, like a new type of quest is going to be coming to the game, where you're going to be facing yourself, and they said like a new type of quest where you're gonna be able to too many times actually.
Yeah.
Where you're gonna be able to resurrect your character, and it's gonna be like super hard kind of quest, and people are like, wow, that's gonna be challenging. Like resurrecting character is actually gonna be something hard. Like not everybody will be able to resurrect because of that specific quest. And yeah, that's what we know what we got, and now they want to make it even easier.
Just use a strong attack and just run away.
Yeah,
exactly. This is what it is.
Run.
Wait for it to recharge. Like it's basically like a 3-minute quest, just because you need to wait for the recharge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not even so much as hard. It's just time consuming.
Yeah,
exactly. They should just call it like you have no accessory. Yeah, that's it. It's like naked quest. It's like try it naked now.
It's funny because it's like, if you have like a 5 out of 5 character and you resurrect them when you have like the Transcendence slot open and like worked on, it's like all those stats transfer over, so you're not naked. I was like bringing in I forget which 5 of 5 character. I was like bringing him in, and I used like 2 strong attacks, and that dude like exploded, and I'm like, oh, that was cool. I'm like, oh, that's fucking cool.
Okay.
Yeah, because instead of having like the base like 600 attack, I have like 1100. I'm like, oh, okay. That's enough.
Actually, I haven't thought about that one, but that's actually really fun.
Yeah.
What did you do?
Well, if you have like a character with dupes in them and you level up their Transcendence slots, like not bring them to 5 or 10, but like those base stats carry over, and the enemy,
that's sweet.
yeah, and the enemy you face doesn't get those stats.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just easier.
That would have been fun to do with my Transcended Yoruichi.
The only thing that
I did it before I transcended her.
Yeah, Riddler, you've been pretty quiet this stuff. Yeah, is anything on your mind, bro?
Are you still doing the math from earlier, Riddler?
No, I was doing the math. I already got it.
About the percentages and the rates.
No, I gave up on that a long time ago.
No, I didn't.
Well, you gotta tell us. We were leaving you like to make the math, do the math, like quietly.
Oh no,
I already did the math. I got it done quite a while ago.
Okay, so
right. So what is it then?
Okay, so first for the one where they did the going up for the most recent their whatchamacallit, their New Year's or what,
the New Year's step ups.
Lunar one.
Yep.
That one you will get 3.32 5 stars for 900 orbs. That's steps 1 through 6. I think it is. 1, 2, 3. Yep. No, steps 1 through 5.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll get on average 3.32 for those 900 orbs.
Including
one of those 3 is the guarantee.
Okay.
And the other is Ginjo.
So yes. So on
Let's face
average,
it.
you're going to pull 1 5-star per 271 orbs. So for the current thing we had got, you'll get on average 3.94 5 stars for all the steps, and that includes the guaranteed one.
All the
And
steps.
that's out of yes
Step 5 or step 6 included.
to the
Guaranteed.
just
okay.
step 5.
Okay, just making sure.
Because fuck step 6. After step 5, you should be doing fucking singles.
Facts.
Yeah.
You got that's 1,100 orbs, as most people know. On average, you'll get 1 5-star per 279 orbs. So that's about a 32.8% chance to get whatever one that you want out of those 5 steps. So it's not that great, but
It's a 1 in 3.
But we know how RNG works, and usually you don't get the one you want.
That's a 1 in your full bring is mine.
Welcome
Dog,
to the.
don't talk to me about him. Don't talk to me about him.
Welcome to
So
the
does
lottery.
Shinsu as well. Don't forget mine, Shinsu.
Fuck that guy, dude. I've pulled him I pulled him 3 times from like the 5-star event tickets. Like I'm so sick and done with that dude. Like,
But there is one thing also to take into account there that reduced cost one, the New Year's one. They had 15 freaking characters in that.
mhm.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's actually going to be the only difference between the step-ups that we get now and
Or
the
no,
actual
I take
anniversary
that back.
step-ups.
They had 20. They had 5
Yeah.
banners and 15 fillers.
Oh
That was-
right. Oh god.
What?
Yes. I
When was
forgot
that?
about that.
So the odds of
was
you
that?
getting a certain character are significantly lower.
Yeah. That's.
Are we talking about BBS?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly why I didn't
one?
summon, because I really
the Chinese
wanted.
New Year banner.
Like I really
Chinese
want
New
full
Year-
hollow, but
yeah.
like nah.
Which
Oh, I
don't
got
even
that
think was
guy on like
open.
step 2.
Like I'm stupid. I ain't that stupid. Like okay, like got me
No,
fucked
but
up.
yeah, that was next level. I remember when they first did like I think was it step-ups, and then they said like you had the entire premium banner as fillers. When they did the first step-ups, and you had like 3% to get one of the premium, and like the first reactions were like, did they just put like 200 characters as fillers? in that
Yeah,
banner?
yo, dude, I saw people post videos. I saw people posting videos, and I'm like, dude, did you even read like the actual news, bro? Like, I'm like, no,
Yeah,
dude,
bro.
it's not that bad. It's literally step ups, except
With an extra percentage to get
yeah.
like another 5-star.
it's like falling, except you actually have some good shoes on, so you don't break your foot. Like,
Yeah, but for me the best moment in this was Zheng Zheng's video. That for me is absolutely amazing. When he did the step-ups for Mugetsu,
no,
and he actually
Yeah.
he actually hears Mugetsu's voice, but he ends up hitting the 2% chance and gets the old
his
Mugetsu.
face. I felt so bad. Yo, did you see his face? He's like, that guy? It's like, wrong Ichigo. I'm like, no. I'm like, no. Zanzai.
But what are the odds of this happening? Getting the old Ichigo
He pulled the
on that very
he pulled the old full hollow Ichigo off another ticket too.
I can live without the dumb guy. I know a lot of people, they... Oh, yes! Red Kenpachi, please. Oh! Oh! Fuck! What is Danga?
That same video, he pulled the old full hollow Ichigo. I'm like, oh, my baby, poor baby.
I would have got to walk away.
He was like 20, 30 times more likely to get Mugetsu, but he got the old one.
Jeez, man.
That's epic.
I think I took that video and put it in slow-mo, and then I did a video on it, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
I felt so bad. I was like, yo, Caleb, you be doing my man's dirty, bro. That's tough. Oh, man.
But what's funny to watch as well is, like now we have overpowered unit. We know how valuable some of them are and stuff like that. So when you get that specific unit, you can have crazy reactions. That's for sure. But then, if you go back a little bit in time and you go watch some Tauntaun videos, when he pull like OG Sajin and he just goes overboard and jumps off his seat and stuff, and you're like, that's OG Sajin now.
Damn, man.
That was awkward.
He was even in the first round to be 6-star.
Yeah, he was.
Sajin.
They did like 5 units at once. They had like OG Byakuya, Sajin,
It was.
Yamamoto, Yorichi, and Soifun.
They need to update
There was-
link slots, man. I just remember they need to update link slots. Like, you still have to manually put in 1 by 1 by 1
Oh, I hate that. I hate it. I hate it
Yeah,
so
they
much.
need to like level max.
They got it right with Transcendence because you can go to level 10 right away. But like with link slots, you still have to put in all 30 individually. Like,
Yeah, they've done the one-click fully max units in the Soul Tree.
oh, dude,
They've
yes.
done this for the crystals where you can just like press the button and it just like loads all the crystals faster. So they've done a bunch of things, but then links like it's like, nah, do we have link slots in that game? Nah, we'll do it next time.
Accessories
They've done
too.
it for everything. Yeah,
They need to do accessories.
yeah.
They updated accessories. Like, I think accessories is okay. The rates aren't good, but like, I think that leveling them up is alright for now.
No, but the problem with accessories is what the hell's going on with the golden accessories?
Oh,
Like,
that's trash.
first they had the chappies, that was great, and then they just diluted chappies with golden yukis and golden popples, and then they released like they completely revamped focus, and now focus is actually really valuable. And it's like golden. You can still get golden popples and yukis, but what's the point? These are supposed to be valuable accessories, and now they're just like. No, they're just like trash dilution material for when you're trying to pull the golden chappy.
Question.
Yeah.
Do you guys
Answer.
consider the tea sets that are coming out, the tea cup and the tea set, whatever the hell they're called? Do you consider those gold accessories?
tea-
Like, is that what are we
Yeah.
gonna call them as
Well,
quote unquote
You
gold?
mean the T series?
If they're
That's
overpowered and you
easy.
can only
Fucking
pull
no.
them from, and you can't pull them as 4 stars, then yeah.
Yeah, if they're gonna have the same rates as gold accessories.
Like, because
But the question is, why don't they release the full set? They are just giving us like some
I hate it.
affiliation just now, but we're missing. I mean, is it like they're keeping like they have the coffee set coming afterwards?
probably.
and
Yo,
they're just like,
yo, no, do not give them that idea. No. Yo, they're really gonna come out with that for human and no affiliation, dude. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
and then they're gonna have the Nazi badge for Stern Ritters, like, bet. Alright.
No, this is too much. Like, at least keep them all together. Like usually when they release accessories, you have like a bunch of them at once, which is fine because you know what you're getting into. But this time they just release us like teacup and tea bags. I don't know, like
It
it's
shouldn't.
so ridiculous.
It shouldn't be
Even the
two.
names are not. Yeah, but even the names are ridiculous. I mean, we've had some weird names as well.
Yeah, we have some weird shit. We got that Yokotsujo, the dildo.
Imagine Caleb's meetings for coming up with names, Like, right, we have those new accessories. What should we call them? Can I have some tea, please? That's a great idea. Boom.
Tea set. What the hell? What were they thinking? Like, literally, who drinks tea in that entire show besides like Shunsui?
Aizen.
That's
Oh,
true.
Aizen.
The one scene with Aizen.
The one scene, I don't even remember that one.
It's this one.
Actually, is it tea or is it coffee?
Well, that's
Pretty sure
that
it
looks
was
like
tea.
coffee.
It might be coffee.
You drinking something?
Damn, man.
So now we know what's coming for. What's coming next?
Yeah, the coffee
yeah,
set.
I mean-
That's tough.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the what is it called? The coffee grinder and the Keurig. That's what it's gonna be.
Keurig. Oh.
The Keurig's gonna be for humans like Orihime. The coffee
Oh,
grinder gonna be
actually,
for
no,
the
they're
broken
gonna-
ones.
Imagine giving coffee to Giriko.
That'd be cute.
That-
Oh, that'd be cute. So that's gonna be the humans then. Dang, dude.
Who's
Yeah.
gonna get the K-Cups?
I really don't like that they did that though. Like I don't like that they separated into a Rancor and a Spada, and then what do you call it for
Yeah,
5-star
that's
accessories.
it.
Like it's if you get a gold Yuki, you use that on any NAD character. You get a gold Chappie, you put on a NAD character. Gold
Exactly.
Yuki and Pupples you can put on an SP character. But like you can't just be like, oh cool, I got this teacup, and it's for heart. And I don't know if it's for the Aranka or whatever, but either way, it's like, okay, cool, so I got the SP item, and it's for heart, but like my Tokinata can't use this, literally.
But you know,
I'm curious to see what they're gonna do when we eventually get Stern Ritter.
yeah, but imagine, you know, with the ridiculous thing, imagine someone who's not from the BBS community tuning into some like showcase video, and you're like, right, so we have, for example, Tokinada, and he's equipped with like T, Bear, and Football. And people just be like, right, so this is how you call your accessories, T, Bear, Football.
Teddy bear. I forgot about that.
I mean, it just makes it less serious.
Yeah, how about Daddy's
all of a
whistle?
sudden.
I can't even get
Charm,
over that
we
one.
have
And it's a
How did
cock.
they even come up with
And it's a fucking cock. Oh god, I just realized it's a fucking cock.
you don't want daddy's cock?
It's Daddy's whistle, and it just happens to be a cock. Well, I guess it's a hen, right? It's a female chicken. Whatever. I think
Is
cock
it?
sounds funnier.
I don't know. Someone at K-Lounge.
well, that
They're
reminds
on
me of
something.
swimsuit Nemu.
Oh, with the little shark.
Yeah, well, not so little.
Not so little. She be pummeling
It's just
people
that
with
some of
that.
it
I don't
wasn't
know.
really
That
shown
shark
on
is living his
screen.
best life. Yo, no.
Preferably with clothes on.
Complain about being
Actually,
saddled
I
by
do
that.
have the same with Neliel and the dolphin, but yeah, for another day.
Yeah, there's definitely one sick bastard in like their house with like a $5,000 like blow up sex doll that like calls it Nemu and just imagines that. I'm sure there's
Yeah, I
at least
think the
one
name is
sick
Mayuri.
bastard.
Comment down below if you're that sick bastard.